Well, good morning. Beautiful day here in northwest Georgia, and I wanted to take a field trip today. In my last video, actually my last couple videos, I had a log that a lady gave me, and I showed you how I seal up the ends and how I prepare it up for bowl blanks, things like that. And I kept one log for sawing up in the mill. Well, after that video came out, I was contacted by a guy in Cartersville and said, "Hey, why don't you bring that log up to my mill?" You know, he said, "I've got a lot of interesting stuff you might like to see." So I'm like, "Hey, yeah, sure, great." And anyway, I contacted him, and about the same time, another guy called me. He said that lightning had struck a tree in his pasture, and asked me if I might want some of the wood. He said it was maple. So I was like, yeah. He had already dropped the tree. He was worried, you know, something might fall on his cows or something. So he he cut the tree, and I went up there, and I mean, he said, "Just get what you want. I'm just gonna burn the rest." So I got two more logs from that, and several crotch cuts and things like that. So I got 2 more logs. They're all 3 of those logs now are about anywhere from 14 to 17 inch diameter, about 5 or 6 feet long. So I called the guy with the mill, and he said, "Yeah, man, just bring them all." So that's where we're going today. We're going to a sawmill, and we're going to cut these logs up, and we're going to see what kind of wood we can get out of this. So hey, let's go ahead and get going. He's waiting on me. Here are my buddies, old Todd running the saw, and Greg Hall. Here you may know him from Offspringer Creations. YouTube buddy. And these are my logs. This is the log that I had in my video. And Todd's fixing to cut me some boards out of it. So really nice saw. Wood miser, LT40 super hydraulic. Man, it's sweet. It is sweet. We're going to get a couple shots of him cutting this log up for me. And I've also got 2 others down here that I picked up yesterday from a farmer. This was a maple tree that had split from lightning, and he was worried it was going to fall on his cows. So he gave me a call, and I picked up these couple of logs from him yesterday. So we're going to saw all these up. This one's going to be boards, and I'm going to get turning blanks out of these, and maybe even some slabs. But we'll see. Let's see what old Todd's going to do here. That one comes over here, doesn't it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to run through this little side.
Sir?
So, we're going to turn it here.
Okay. Oh man, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty.
The color's going to run right through here. So, what I was thinking was, I'm going to turn it again, take some boards off this side.
Okay.
Then we'll turn it the last time square, take the rest of the boards off, all the way to the pit. Then we'll get you a couple of blanks out of that.
Sounds good, yeah.
That's the
Old
plan,
Todd knows
anyway.
what he's talking about.
That's the plan.
Sounds like a good plan. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. And I thought I had a nice log pile. Check this out. That's unbelievable. He cuts a lot. But yeah, he does. He cuts a lot of wood turning scraps and stuff too, or a lot of wood turning blanks and stuff like that out of all this lumber. Look over here. This is like crazy. That log right there is 48 inch, it looks like. Well, this is Todd's area where he's got some of his finished wood that he actually sells. And look at all this ambrosia maple over here. Boy, that's something right there. It's pretty. See, cedar. He's got all kinds of different wood in here, but he's got all kinds of turning blanks and things too. You know, just all different sizes and everything. Solid blocks like this. You know, just all kinds of stuff. And he sells this stuff, and he's very, very reasonable. So if he allows me to give out his information, I will let you know how you can get in touch with him if you're wanting to buy some blanks. That's the way to do it.
That almost looks like a walnut.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, it does. It's almost the same color of walnut, isn't it?
Look at the figure in it.
I don't think I did.
Got to run that.
Hey, Cremona, look! There's crotch!
Hey, Matt.
Ambrosia crotch!
Matt.
That's for you, Matt!
There you go, Matt. Man, that's a nice saw you got there.
Thank you. That one's pretty. That one and the next one are both going to look like that.
Yeah.
They're going to be spectacular.
Man, you can build tables. Oh. 2-inch thick tables, too. Man, get you some of that. That's fantastic.
Told you want to slab this one.
Absolutely.
Right down to the
And that-
ground.
Here's some of the blanks. Here's some of the blanks that I got from the from that tree that was out in the pasture. And you can see I got some really cool crotch cuts and just offcuts and stuff. I really like this one here because in the crotch it's got a third it's got a third knot right there coming out, and I think that's going to be a really interesting natural edge bowl with this on the bottom. I've put that on the bottom and you know, another crotch cut here and all this. And I've already got all the ends are waxed, so everything else. All these ends are waxed on all these boards, so hopefully, you know, they'll dry and everything will be great for them. Alright, well, as I get ready to take this stuff off the truck, Todd says make sure you brush off all this sawdust because mold can set up under that stuff. So as I go, I'm going to be brushing all this sawdust off the wood and stacking it. Alright, it's in the frame. Got 2x4s laying down here to make sure that they're, you know, up off the ground, but I also have under my shed I've got plywood flooring. You know, it's just laying on the ground. But now I'm just going to start stacking this stuff up, putting stickers in between it, and then I'm going to strap it. That'll be just fine. Okay, now this next piece is going to have to flip over and go on top of there. And the way I'm doing that is this right here is the crotch, and there's a little inclusion right there or whatever, and that'll match up to this right over here. Okay, I've got the little inclusion right there, and then this crotch right here, and that's what I'm going to do. So this needs to be flipped straight over. All right, so we're just going to continue on. Slide it off, flip it over, stack it. Todd says try to line the ends up. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Okay. Now, oh, I gotta dig one out now. Yeah, this is going pretty good now. I got them in the right direction, in the right order. Let's see. This one goes right here. All right, they're stacked just like they came out of the log. I've got one more. I'm just going to have to put it, I think it actually does, yeah, it goes there. So, I'm going to put these so I can unstrap it pretty easy if I need to. Gets that. Well, all right. There they are. All nice and stacked to air dry. And I put them all back together the same way they came out of the log. You can see kind of my reference point was that crotch cut right there, or that crotch right there, and strapped them down good and tight. Todd says that after a couple of weeks that all these straps and stuff will be loose. By that time they've lost a lot of water. So but anyway, I'm gonna go and get my wax. I still have to wax this end here on that log and that end down there on this log. But man, this was pretty good. And I thank Todd and I thank Greg for doing this for me and helping me out with it and teaching me some things. So but anyway, oh yeah, this is the these are some of the other logs that came out of that maple tree that was in the pasture. I brought all these home at the same time, but I'll cut these into blanks myself and things like that. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. So all right, well there it is. That's all three of those maple logs that I got from that farmer and that nice lady up in Cartersville that thought of me when she had a tree down. So yeah, Todd cut that thing up for me. Thank you, Todd. I really appreciate it, and thank you, Greg, for coming up there and helping and hanging out with us. So, but Todd really knows how to run that saw. He done a good job. All the cuts are nice and straight. He knew everything about taking off the sawdust and things like that to keep mold from growing on my boards. But Todd sells wood turning blanks and boards and slabs. He sells just all kinds of stuff. And you know, if you're interested in trying to buy any of his blanks or anything like that, he does sell them. And I'll leave his email address in the description so you can get in touch with him if you're interested in that. Got very, very reasonable prices. And Greg Hall, he's got a YouTube channel. It's called Offstringer Creations, and it's really interesting. Does woodwork and things like that, and it's a pretty good channel. You may want to go over and check that out. But anyway, I've got all my logs cut up. I've got them stacked, air drying. A year or two from now, they'll be ready to use. And man, I can't wait. It's all, you know, ambrosia. It's got a lot of compression grain in it, which is, you know, curly, tiger maple, whatever. Quilted maple. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this project, and we'll see y'all down the road.